Hi guys, a very good afternoon and welcome to African Beyond Television Network. So there is a shocking story of Christopher Mutsvangwa defeat. Remember, they tried by all means possible to delay the elective congress for the war veterans. They changed dates after dates from around June, July, somewhere there, up to this time. This is October. In they successfully held their congress. But remember, and there is also a case because we have three factions of war veterans. So there's a court case which is about to address this issue of war veterans. Who are the real war veterans? That is something which is very important because we have around the three groups. But let us take a look onto this grouping which held the elective congress. Who is who? So if you look onto others, other factions, they are doing their own things. We will see because they've threatened to continue with the legal case or with the court case. But looking at this faction, the favorite of President ED, it seems as if it was Christopher Mutsvangwa. That was his favorite. And all what was happening, he was trying to outmaneuver others. Also, there is another person called Victor Matemadanda. Is one of the people who was being preferred by the generals. But not only that, they placed the two people. So the report says Comrade Sifas Ngube, who is from the Bulawayo province, was overwhelmingly elected as the new chairperson of the Zimbabwe National Liberation War Veterans Association. And he defeated Christopher Mchangwa, who got around 11 votes. And he also defeated Victor Matemadanda and Albert Ngube from Matebele North. So this Congress happened in Gweru. If you look at this Congress, it's very, very important because it reflects where the party, ZANU-PF, is going. In terms of decision making, it's now very difficult for Team Lacoste to continue have control of events because once you have lost the war veterans, then you have lost power literally. So this is something which is very important at this point in time because we are now looking at how will the Lacoste faction manage to outmaneuver their opponents. Most importantly, the generals. How are they going to outmaneuver the generals in this case? So the defeat of Christopher Mchangwa has made so many sections happy. They're very, very happy because the loudmouth was defeated left, right, and center. He was very, very influential within that ministry or within that association of war veterans. But his influence was not out of love. His influence was because of imposition. They could impose themselves onto the war. Victor Matemadanda tried, he was around 77. He tried, he was even defeated na Victor Matemadanda Chai, which shows that Christopher Mchangwa was not fit to be that candidate which could save Emerson Mnangagwa without facing a backlash. So the ball now is in the hands of Tim Lacoste. How are they going to handle this new chairperson? How are they going to be able to convince this new chairperson to do their bidding? Because war veterans remain a very important factor within Zimbabwe politically, because there are generals still serving who are part of this association. So they make decisions in this association as war veterans. Then those resolutions are then passed even by the military. They make some consideration in terms of zvinenge zvauya izvozvo. So that is very critical and very important to note at this point in time. So this is what we have. Christopher Mchangwa, who used some big words, has failed to garner support within the war veterans, and he was defeated by somebody who was not 100% known. But that is that. One of the most important question is, how did ZANU PF lose to this whole thing to somebody from Matabeleland? Why am I asking this question? Ndo vanhu vaitaura kuti hatitungamirirwi naJabulani Sibanda, who comes from Matabeleland. But to their surprise, there were two candidates from Matabeleland. Why? It's because wins certain decisions. Which means if you have two key people from the side of the war veterans, from Matabeleland, or from the Ndebele speaking regions, or from the alignments with Zimpra somehow, you have a problem within ZANU PF itself, because they will be challenged in terms of making critical decisions. So if the Team Lacoste was planning kuti 2030 chipo, they must know that they have lost the support of the war veterans. They are going to be chucked out one way or the other. They are going to be chucked out. So we will not look at the credibility of Mnangagwas history as a military man. Vana Mutsvangwa ndo chikwata chaiva chimavhoko vachingomhanya vachiita sevachingovhiringidza and unozwa kuti kana uchigona kutaura unenge uchidiwa nemashefu, uchigara uri padhuze nemashefu, because unenge uchigona kutaura, and that is the advantage yaitorwa nana Mutsvangwa. But anyway, this is great news. We have seen lots of celebrations within ZANU PF after the defeat of the Watermouth. But this is not a defeat of Christopher Mutsvangwa alone. This is a defeat of the Lacoste faction as a whole, because their main runner was Christopher Mutsvangwa. That is agreements, despite their fights, they still wanted Christopher Mutsvangwa because to them he is still resourceful and very important when it comes to some battles. But he has lost this one, which means a plus to the other sides and factions. So we will talk about this issue on a different video altogether. We will talk about the power of the vice president's wife, and that is our next issue. Thank you very much.